I'm going to go back to display and unhide the geometry, because now it's time for me to create the hands. So I'll switch to my top view. Now I'm going to create the hands outside the actual geometry hands, and later remove them on, so that I don't accidentally link to any existing hands, any existing bones, sorry. So first I'm going to create the shoulder bone, and then I'm going to create the elbow and right click at the end to finish. So I'm going to select this and I'm going to move it up like so. Now I need to really place it here so that this bone controls the shoulder later on, and I'm going to also rotate it that way. And I'm going to go to hierarchy and choose don't affect children, and I'll position every bone properly like so. And I'll do that from all views. So here I have to select this and move it inwards and go like that. So going to the perspective view, I will see that the bones are properly placed inside the arms of my character. Maybe this needs to go forward a little bit. Okay, again I'm going to select these bones and I'm going to color them red. Okay, now I can hide the mesh. I'm going to select the upper arm bone now and choose animation IK solvers, history independent solver, and I click on the last bone like so. So now if I move that IK handle, I can of course move the whole arm like so. Okay, undo. I'm going to switch now to my top view, and I'm going to activate 3D snap, and I'll set the snap type to vertex. The reason I did that is now because I want to create a dummy that is going to snap to the position of the IK handle. So I go to create, choose helpers and dummy, and there I'm going to create it like so, and I'll see that this dummy is going to be located properly where I need it to be. And I'm going to scale it down a little bit. This dummy is not going to be the controller for my hand. I'm going to use it for something else. The controller for my hand is going to be created now. So I'm going to choose shapes and choose circle, and I'm going to create the circle over here. And what I'm going to do now is right click and convert to editable spline. I'm going to check display render mesh. I'm going to go to spline, select the spline and choose rotate. Make sure that angle snap is selected and press shift and rotate a copy like this. Okay, and here I'll probably change the thickness to say 1, and I'm also going to change the color to orange. Good. Now I'm going to switch back to my top view and go to create helpers, and I'll choose again a point. I don't want the point to have a box, so I'll uncheck box, and 3D snap is active, and I will create my point over here. Now since it moved up to the upper vertex, I have to lower it down like so, and this is best done in the front view. Okay. So now I'm going to work with this a little bit. So in order not to have any wrong selections, I'm going to select my IK handle and I'm going to hide it. That way I can only see the point that I just created. Okay, so I'm going to constrain the point to the position of that bone. So I'm going to select it and choose animation, constraints, and position constraint, and click on the last bone. And I'm going to also orient constrain it to the hand controller, so that whenever I rotate the hand, this point is going to rotate as well. So I'm going to again select it, which it is, and I'll choose animation, constraints, and orient constraint, and I'll click on the hand controller like so. Now I'm going to name this hand right. Okay, so now I can right click and choose unhide all to get back my IK handle. Next I need to create the actual hand bones, which are going to be made out of boxes. So I'm going to go back to display and unhide my geometry so that I can create the hand bone over here. So I'm going to go to create box, and I'll create a box like so. Now the first thing I need to do is make this box unrenderable, so I right click and choose properties and uncheck renderable for the box. And I'm going to rotate the box like so, and I'm going to place it over here. Now I'll go to modify and adjust the position, the dimensions of the box so that it fits properly where I need it to be. So I'll put it like so, and I'm going to move it up, of course, to fit inside the actual palm, and I'll reduce the height like this. So say 5 for the height, 16 for the width, and 9 for the length. Okay, so now I'm going to choose local coordinate system to be able to move the box in its local coordinate system like so. And again, I'm going to change its color to red. Now I need to change the position of the pivot point, so I'll go to hierarchy, choose affect pivot only, and move the pivot point over here. Next I'm going to create the finger bones, so I'm going to press, but before that I'm going to increase the width for that a little bit to 18. And I'm going to press shift and create a copy like so, and I'm going to change the dimensions, say to 3 by 4, let's say 4 by 4, and I'll place this one over here. And of course I also need to change the position of the pivot point. I'll place it over here, and I'll give it a rotation so that it aligns itself to the finger. So now I'll adjust the position a bit later on. Actually I have to adjust the rotation and not the position, that's why I'm going to leave it till the end. So I'll go back to my top view, press shift and create 2 copies like so. Now I'm going to select these, press shift and go over here, and I'm going to rotate them like so. And before that I'm going to link this one to that one and back to the palm. That way I can scale the first bone like so, and the rest of the bones are going to scale properly. Okay, so selecting these again by pressing Ctrl Shift and go like this, and rotate to take the orientation of the finger. And again, this needs to be scaled up a little bit. So I'm going to select these now because they are smaller, and press OK and rotate. And that's it. Okay, so now it's time for me to adjust these. Now I prefer them to have a smaller height, so I'm going to set the height to 3 for the finger bones, or say to 4. Okay, 3, let's say 3. Okay, since they are not instances, I need to do that one by one. I should have done it before, but it's okay, I'll do it now. Alright, so now I'm going to select the first finger bone out of each finger, like so, and move them up a little bit. Next, I'm going to click on rotate and choose local coordinate system. I'll click on the X rotation like this, and I'll press X on the keyboard so that I don't see anymore the transform gizmo, and I'll rotate the finger bones like so. And I also have to rotate the palm bone. The reason I hit the gizmo is that I always want to rotate in the x-axis, and that will make it easier for me if I don't select the wrong axis every time. Okay, I still need to create the last finger here. So I'm going to press X again to select the axes. I'll select these 3 bones. I'll press Shift and go over here, and I'll adjust the rotation like so. It will be best here to go back to the view mode because I'm done with the local mode. Okay, so make this as precise as you can, and there, my finger bones are done. So let's hide the mesh and see what we have so far. Okay, not bad. Now we need to link the finger bones to the palm and the palm to the controllers. Now, in case you haven't done so already, make sure that you link all the finger bones, or the root of the finger bones, to the palm, so that when you move the palm, all the hand would move like this.